we've gone for a viewpoint that we think most players will really like, and that's why we put the overhead map as well, so you can just navigate the garden very quickly by clicking on the different icons. And we had lots of discussions at the time about which view to go for. So
yeah, I mean the way just doing the terraforming the way we've done it, instead of having it sort of in a grid-based thing, you can just draw into it and you can make pretty patterns with all the tools and things. Yeah. But it's a lot to then save out and hang on to, and so a lot of work went into that. A huge amount of work went into doing the plants. It sounds silly that you think you have these big pinata roaming around on the screen. We've got these big, beautifully animated models, but actually to put the plants on the screen, the animator and engineers that were involved with that did a really, really great job. It was a big challenge, but we had a really great team, and I love working with those guys, so they did a good job.
So you've actually managed to get in pretty much everything you wanted from a technical perspective, and all the kind of artistic elements of the original, but you've had to use, was it the largest cartridge that Nintendo will allow you in terms of storage?
Yep. Yeah, it's a 128 megabyte cartridge. Right. It's the biggest thing that's there. There's a lot of FMV in there, which takes up a lot of space on there. We have a lot of very high quality audio as well.
So the only thing that we didn't get in was the papery texture on the 360, but it was just not feasible on the DS. But it would have been, that was the one thing, if I could change, I would. But
although one of our engineers will remind us later that it's in the grass. So
you managed to get it in the grass, but not the pinata.
Yeah, and the grass looks lovely.
So, I mean, who do you envisage kind of playing this? I mean, obviously, Viva Pinata on the Xbox 360 was critically acclaimed. I mean, it didn't sell amazingly well. Do you see the same people that were?
It sold very well, thank you very much.
Did it ever make the top 40?
I'm not going to get into figures here. We've never announced anything. It sold very well, and we're very proud of it. And we've got this game out, and we've got VP2 coming out later this year as well, and we're doing that for a reason. We think it's a very good, strong franchise. We think it appeals to a very wide range of people, but for different reasons. Superficially, it's bright, it's cute, it's very kiddie looking, but it's got a huge depth of gameplay. There's an awful lot there to do. It's a very large sandbox game. It will keep a hardcore gamer playing for ages, and we think it can actually mix a lot of people. My wife plays it, she loves it, she gets something different out of it, and we like the fact that it does appeal to young children, to more hardcore people that might not necessarily play games. We're focused on this with the interface as well, to make it as simple to play as possible, and the way that you lead into it, because we think that it should be enjoyed by a lot of people, and we hope a lot of people will see that.
And do you see the same sort of people playing it that played the Xbox original, or are you trying to bring a new audience in as well with this one?
We sold a lot of copies on the Xbox. It's done very, very well, which actually shows that it's more than just what it appears to be superficially. It's got a very strong audience already, which we're very pleased about, and we've committed to writing 2 more games, and we love this franchise.
Okay. So we can expect to see possibly more DS games in future as well.
I can't talk about future projects.
Just get the first one out and then see where you go from there.
I personally would love to carry on with this franchise. Yeah. So if everybody makes it a success, then we'll see what happens.
We'll see where it goes from there. All right, thanks guys. So we'll expect to see it on the DS later in the year. You've had it finished for a little bit as well, you were telling me.
Yeah, we ramped through it very, very quickly. We had a great starting point with the help that the other team gave us, and we got through it in 8 months flat last year with a little bit of prototyping work just before that for a few weeks by a couple of people. It was finished in October, so it's.
So we're definitely going to see it this year.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to see it.
It's just currently we've just gone through localization, so it's got 7 languages in on the cartridge. So yeah, that's it's done. So,
okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys, and we look forward to seeing it later in the year.
Cool.
You're welcome. All right, thank you very much.
Alright, so I'm joined by Mike McCartney now. He's the lead producer on the new game Skate It, which is Skate for the Wii and the DS. Just give us a bit of a background. How do you decide to kind of bring that game to the Wii or the DS?
During our making Skate, we were always thinking about how to bring the game to some new platforms, and the big thing for us was making sure that we had the controls and the skating feeling authentic, similar to the original Skate. And after several iterations, we hit on something that we think works really well, and so we've decided to bring it over to both platforms.
Okay. So explain to us how it does work really well with the Wiimote.
On the Wii, really the main thing is the Wiimote is your skateboard, and whatever you do with the Wiimote is mirrored on the screen on your skater's skateboard. So to tilt the Wiimote left and right allows you to steer your skateboard just like in real life. If you want to ollie, you lift the Wiimote up in the air, and the skater will do the same. manual, tilt it back, nose manual, tilt it forward, etc., etc. So it all falls out of there. With the DS, it's a little different. We knew we wanted to use the stylus controls, and so the touchscreen on the bottom allowed us to mimic some of the gestures from the original Skates Flick-It system, but also refine them a bit and make them feel a bit more authentic to how your weight shifted on the board and how you actually do those moves in real life.
Right, okay. I'm assuming that you use the A button on the Wiimote to kind of move forward and that sort of thing, or do you how do you move forward?
Oh, sorry, your push button is the A button, and the B button is your grab button. So we do use those buttons. Yeah.
Okay. And I believe the city has changed a little bit in the Wii version and the DS version.
Yeah. We wanted to sort of bring a whole new story to the game. We didn't want to do the skate story all over again. So there's still the core things of earning sponsors, skating with pros, Hall of Meat, challenges, competitions. But we've reinvented Sam Vanalona's favorite skate spots with a couple of series of comical disasters have hit the town and reinvented it in a new way. So even the spots that you skated all the time in the original skate are looking completely different.
So we're talking like weather's completely destroyed the city and it's completely empty.
Anything you want, you name it. We're not naming what the disaster is. It's whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that means that everyone's evacuated as well, so you're kind of free to go around.
So in San Vanalona particularly, you are free to skate the city freely and find your own lines and skate in these areas that you never could get to before.
Okay. You kind of dropped in a hint that you might be traveling around the world and doing some other venues as well.
I might.
Is that going to be?
Yeah, we are going to allow you to travel the world for the first time. Leave San Vanalona for first time for the skate franchise. So these are some of the most iconic skate spots around the world, and are definitely authentic spots, inspired by these real places.
Okay. And obviously, in the past few months, the Wii Fit balance board has come in and become really popular. You're going to support that in the game as well.
We're going to support the balance board. We're really excited about the balance board and what it brings to the game. It feels like a natural fit for us. We're really early in development on it, but we've already got a core system working, and we're working hard to get some other things on it as well.
Okay. So, how long has that been in for at the moment?
Maybe a month or two at this point. Yeah, so not very long. We just started with it, really. So
one of the things you can't do with a balance board, you're not advised to do, is jump on it, and obviously that's a big part of skateboarding. How's that going to work?
Right now, what we have is the ability to steer, manual, carve, just by leaning and shifting your weight on the board. With that said, we're working really hard to get more on the board. Our goal is certainly, no doubt, is to be able to allow you to play the game without anything but the board. So we're working on that. But with that, I will say that we're not going to put anything on there that doesn't fit. So it's not going to be something that just feels ridiculously complex or unintuitive.
Okay, all right. Well, the game's out later this year at the moment?
For the end of the year, for the end of 2008.
All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.
No problem, yeah.